So many actors apologize and ask for permission during their audition when they don't need to. And there's so many ways that we slip in these little apologies, but that weakens your position as an actor. It makes you look unprofessional and unprepared. So let's look at some ways that actors apologize and ask for permission and what you can do or say instead. The first way that actors tend to apologize for their audition is by having a lack of confidence when they walk into the room. If you're slouching and not smiling and you're a little nervous and anxious and showing all of those signs, then you're gonna look like you're apologizing for your very existence. So make sure that you shake out those nerves and give yourself confidence when you walk in the room. Another way we apologize is by physically indicating our mistakes. If we crack on a note, we might touch our throat, or we might roll our eyes if we drop a line or give a nervous grin or laugh. Don't do that. You got to control those things. You're delivering a performance here, and it's important that you stay in character. They don't want to see you, the actor, thinking the wheels turning behind the character. They just want to see the character. So don't comment on yourself by indicating the things that went wrong. Now, if you crack a note in a song, you have crack a note in the song. The problem really is in the song you chose or the key that you put it in. So maybe you want to reconsider for your next audition not doing that song or rehearsing that part a little bit better so that you don't crack on those notes. Now, here's some other ways that actors apologize. I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold and my voice is kind of gone and rough. I feel like crap today. If you have recovered from a cold, especially if you're doing a singing audition or something that requires a lot of energy or a vocal thing and your voice isn't quite there, it just sucks. That's the nature of the game. Sometimes you have to perform while you're a little under the weather. Don't go in and apologize. Don't even tell them that you're sick. Give the best performance that you can. If they ask you if you're sick, you can say, yes, I'm recovering from a cold, but I didn't want to miss this opportunity and I'm powering through. Oh, I'm so sorry. My grandma died last week and I haven't had any sleep. I've only got like 3 hours of sleep. And then there was a wreck on the highway when I got here and I was just like, oh. They don't care about your bad day. Well, they do care. They're people. They might know you. They might really care that you had a bad day and they might even want to hear the story. But chances are in an audition situation, they're seeing lots and lots of people and they don't have time to worry about your baggage and stuff. Plus, whenever you're doing a performance, you have to leave all that crap behind. You cannot bring that out on stage with you. It cannot affect your performance. So these auditioners want to see that you are able to compartmentalize that negative energy and the stuff from your day and leave it outside of the audition room. Now, if it's apparent that you're frazzled or have had a bad day, you can say something to the effect of, despite all the challenges I had getting here, I would not have missed this audition for the world. Or, my commute sucked, but I'm so happy I'm here. I'm so sorry I'm late. There was so much traffic on the highway and I promise you I left a lot of time to get here and my car broke down. Parking was really crazy out there. Okay, you're running late. It happens. First of all, try your best never to be late. Don't be late, but it does happen. Now, you can say you're sorry to the person that's checking you in at the front because they'll know the schedule and stuff. And just ask, is there a way you can squeeze me in? But once you're in the room, don't assume that they know you were late. And if they happen to mention that you're late, just say, thank you for accommodating me, or thank you for squeezing me into the schedule. I really appreciate it. That way you're not apologizing, you're just thanking them for seeing you. I messed up at the end. Yeah, except I forgot some lines in the middle. Yeah, well, that wasn't my best. Sorry, I cracked on the high note. My voice is... Now, there's two ways that somebody will react to a mistake, or a squawk, or a flubbed line, or a bad ending. They'll either notice it, and they'll say, okay, they messed up. Or they won't notice it and they'll think it's a character choice or they didn't even really register that there was a mistake. So if you point it out, you're either going to confirm that it was a mistake or you're going to point out that mistake and now it is going to be a mistake and they won't give you the benefit of the doubt. So never point out your flaws. And if your performance isn't perfect, that's okay. No performance is 100% perfect. Even if you nail something, there's always something that could be improved. So never tell people that you could have done better. Let them assume that that was your best, even if it wasn't. Now, what are some ways we ask permission at auditions? I'm sorry, can I start over, please? Okay, it sometimes happens. You need to start over. You got off on a rocky start. Your pianist isn't playing something the way you thought it would sound. All of those things can be minimized by rehearsing in advance, but sometimes Shit happens. It's okay to start again once, but nail it the second time. Take command of the situation. Don't say, can I start over, please? Because they might say no. Just start over. Just say, whoa, let's stop. I want to take that again. Now, if you stumble over a piece of dialogue or say the wrong words or you flub your lines or something like that, don't indicate that you've made a mistake. Everybody in real life stumbles over their words all the time. It happens to you, it can happen to your character. So just pause, start again, say the sentence, spit it out, and keep going. And don't react or laugh or break character along the way. I'm sorry, I'm not 100% memorized on this. Is it okay if I carry my script? You don't want to say that you're underprepared. Instead say, I'm familiar with the sides, but I'm going to hold my script. Or, I'm off book, but I'd like to hold my script. Is it okay if I use this chair? Can I sit? If there is a chair at a theater audition and it's sitting up there on the stage, it's okay for you to use it. You do not need to ask permission. Just grab the chair, put it where you need it, and sit down. If there is no chair, don't ask for a chair. Just have a plan B in place. If you're at a film audition where the camera is aimed at you and framed in a certain way, you probably want to stand or sit however they have it arranged. Practice your monologue or your piece, both standing and sitting, so that you are prepared for whatever eventuality. Is it okay if I wear glasses? Is it okay if I use my cell phone during the scene? I rehearsed it that way. First of all, don't use props at auditions. You don't need them. However, it is okay to use a prop if it's something that the actor would normally have on them, like a water bottle, a pencil, a cell phone, a piece of paper, or their script. And do not ask, can I use this prop during the scene? Because they might say no, and then you're screwed, right? Instead, just use it. If you got $1 you need to pull out of your wallet and you want to pull an actual dollar out of your wallet, go ahead and do that. It doesn't really make a difference, and you don't have to ask permission. You've rehearsed it that way, keep it that way. Should I do my monologue first or my song? When you have to do more than one piece, whether it's 2 monologues or a monologue and a song, you don't need to ask which one they want to hear first. Either they will tell you in advance which one they want to hear first, or you just tell them which order you want to go in. So instead say, I'm going to start with my monologue and then I'll do my song. And I highly recommend, if you're doing a monologue and a song for an audition, always do the song second so that the pianist has a moment to look over your music while you're doing your monologue. Is this where I should stand? You don't need to ask where to stand. Usually there's going to be a little X on the floor or a pool of light, or they will tell you where they want you to stand before you enter the room. If you don't have a marking of some sort, you want to just give yourself a good 5-10 feet from the auditors. Take command of the space that you're in, go to where you feel that you should be standing, and if you're in the wrong place, they will tell you. If you're really unsure, just say, I hope I'm in the right place. I hope this is the right place to stand. Do you want me to introduce my pieces? Just introduce your piece. First of all, if it's written down on the audition form what pieces you're doing, you might not need an introduction. Oftentimes when you go into an audition room, they will ask you, what are you going to show us today? What pieces did you bring? That's an invitation to introduce. If you don't get that prompt from them, just say something like, I'm going to start with a monologue from such and such, and I'm going to end with a song from blah, blah, blah. Don't ask permission to say it, just say it. So those are just some of the ways that actors apologize and ask permissions. I'm sure that there are others that you could come up with as well. You'll accidentally say I'm sorry, or you'll accidentally apologize for something or ask permission. It's going to happen. If it does happen, don't get hung up on it. Don't think you did something wrong. It's human nature and you'll be fine. Just try to minimize them over time. Try to get better at finding alternative ways of explaining your situation without apologizing for it. And you'll do better, you'll seem more professional, and you'll seem more prepared. Hey, thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video. That never happens. You must really like this. If you do, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that like button, and watch one of my other videos. If you do all 3, I might make you breakfast someday.